Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, as I study history every day where I'm working, last night I was watching a documentary that was covering some American Revolution stories, including this story. During the American Revolution, at numerous points in time, there were smallpox outbreaks. And at the time, there was no vaccine, no treatment. It was deadly. And during Valley Forge, along with the fact that they were freezing, hardly had food, hardly had clothing, weren't being paid, a smallpox outbreak happens. Now, as I tell you this story, put in context of today. This happened to be 1777, I think. All right. Now, just put in context coronavirus. 4 out of 10 people who got smallpox at that time died. 40% died. 40%. Washington actually had smallpox when he was little and survived it. Now, here's what Washington did. Oh, and by the way, they apparently got this idea from African Americans who had practiced this in Africa. Now, they come up with the idea to open up a wound on those without the smallpox and place a small amount of pus from a smallpox victim into the patient for inoculation. George Washington approved this experiment. You know what happened? It worked. All those people got smallpox, but it was a slow-moving smallpox, and like in 7 days, they were better. However, you ready for this? 1 in 50 died. 1 in 50 died. Meaning 2% died that got the inoculation. Drum roll. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, did George Washington and the founding fathers, when this happened, say, "We quit, it's over, everybody goes home, Britain, we surrender, we got a pandemic going on here, it's over with, we quit"? No. Not 1% dying, 40% dying. They didn't quit. They didn't disperse the army. Hey, George, we got to get these tents away from each other. Each soldier's got to stay 10 feet from each other. We got to spread this thing around here. Even with the inoculation, double the death at 2%. Do we quit? No. Can you imagine if Chucky Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, AOC, Dr. Fauci, and all the other Nimrods were running the show? There wouldn't be an America. Now, Wall Street Journal yesterday made the case for reopening schools. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 30 children under the age of 15 have died from COVID-19. 30 in the entire country. In a typical year, 190 die from the flu, 436 from suicide, 625 from homicide, and 4,114 from unintentional deaths such as drowning. Only 2 children under age 18 have died in Chicago. Fewer that were killed in shootings in a recent weekend. Children don't spread it. 30 have died in the entire country, and they don't want to reopen schools. Can you imagine what George Washington would say to that? Last but not least on this issue, this is indicative of bar associations, chambers of commerce, the whole yuck world of awards and ceremonies and everything else, that somebody can actually propose a bill in Columbus to create Dr. Amy Acton Day. Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, this is historical fact. The facts relating to the children are fact. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope you have a wonderful day.